Type shit.
This is where I tell people, this might not make any sense, I don't care about basketball. Yeah, I am a good basketball coach and I do a good job at that, but I'm not here for basketball, I'm here for these young men. And I feel my responsibility is to coach young men. And I may have, in the course of my career, maybe one, maybe two, if that, play professional basketball, right? But all these kids are going to be professional at something. Engineers, electricians, plumbers, whatever, construction workers, they're all going to be professional at something. What can basketball offer to help them prepare for life?
Well, we came into it late last season, and David's been great with Paul, bringing him on, developing his game, his confidence and everything. So I'm really, really pleased that Paul's had the opportunity to play with them.
And same for us. Noah's been with Storm for 2 years. Come such a long way. Never played basketball before, and it's kind of everything. It's all we, twice a week we've got training, games every weekend. So yeah, it's a bit of an everything for us really, and we love it. I've learned the rules. I'm learning the rules slowly but surely. But yeah, no, it's brilliant. We love it. Yeah.
And I love the kids in my club. I tell them I love them all the time. And I've had kids before who've probably come from environments where they've never experienced that. And I've said to a kid, man, I love you guys. He's like, what do you mean? Like he didn't understand what that was, because he doesn't get that from the life that he's come from. And I think that's a part of being an inner city club. You get those challenges. But we want these kids to learn life skills, teamwork, leadership, problem solving, emotional control, resiliency, timekeeping. Like, these are all things that you have to do on the court, but they all translate to real life. I can't go to work cussing because my boss makes me stay. I can't just not turn up. I can't, react poorly, not be a team player. So I think these are transferable life skills, and that's sort of my responsibility.
So I think what Storm means to me is actually it picked up my son at a crucial time in his teenage years where I think his confidence was a little bit down, so it did it for a lot of kids really, so it does mean an awful lot. When you play for Storm, it's a really good feel. From my experience, we don't criticise each other, we just play for each other and play for fun.
I feel like they gave me a bit of room to work with. When I first started, I was with Coach Dan in the under-16s, and he definitely was telling me to keep shooting every time, and that kind of gave me a kind of boost, and I keep thinking of that every time. If I miss a shot, it's like, just keep shooting.
Hey, look this way, dude. You've not had your best game today, right? We're up 16-18. They're guarding so much respect for you that we're getting the movement. So you're playing really good team basketball. I know the fouls are frustrating. Just keep your head, yeah? Keep your head. Hey, we're not here without you, dude. Yeah, we're not here without you, yeah? There's two main challenges, all right, Zen, we'll go into each. One is access to facilities, and two is access to volunteers. And it's kind of hard to say which one's harder, because without either, you can't do either. We really could use our own dedicated facility. And I wish I could find some sort of crowdfunding to raise £4 or £5 million to build a dedicated basketball center for the Southwest, not just Bristol Storm, but for the Southwest. And to have it open and available for kids to come and use whenever they want, on top of the training, and the games that we need it for. We're so reliant on schools. And it's like right now, we've lost St. Mary's for the next 2.5 months. And we lose it for 2.5 months during the season. And they sometimes don't tell us to the week before. And I had to rearrange 17 games this year, and which was almost impossible to do. It's finding other schools, because they're all booked out for other things anyways. So the lack of facilities is really hard and really frustrating.
Well, I think it's a huge part. I grew up playing it a lot of games, a lot of watching, NBA. Got put through Flyers and Storm, and I think it affected me, because I feel like the game is very free. It's not constricted like other sports, and it really resonated with me when I started.
And what are your thoughts on the rivalry between the clubs?
I don't know. I mean, this year we kind of had a big rivalry. It was about 3 back-to-back games basically of play. So it felt good. I enjoyed playing my old club. I enjoyed going back and forward and kind of trying to prove to people what I can do, coming from one club and going to the other.
You're always going to get a rivalry between two teams, like within the same city. I mean, it's like the city's big enough to have like competitive basketball. I'd like to see better working between the clubs, if I'm perfectly honest. But that's historically not been the case. It's been very sort of like oil and water. Storm created the opportunity for the players, and I'm sort of attracted to the ethos in the team and the club generally about sort of developing talent within the city and giving those boys focus and opportunity at like a critical stage in their lives. So that's really important to me as well.
Obviously there's a rivalry between Bristol Flyers and Bristol Storm. That's always been the case, which you're always going to get when you've got two big clubs in one city, and there always has been to a certain extent. But there's been lots of conversations today about how actually we need to come together as one community, Bristol and the surrounding areas, and the clubs that feed into these two clubs to give opportunities to the kids in Bristol, and how actually we should all be working together. Rivalry's good, friendly rivalry's good, but I think there needs to be lots of collaboration so that we can make things as good as we can be. It's been positive conversations.
So again, I'm going to be very open in this. I think, so when you say certain other clubs, you mean Bristol Flyers, yeah? I think Bristol Flyers is a great organization for kids who are performing kids. If you are an elite level player, at the moment, this is where you need to be. Like, you need to be at the Flyers because they provide the Prim basketball, they have the EABL Academy, so that's where you need to be. The problem lies, and again, this is just an external, I could be completely wrong on this is just how it appears on the outside, is that one, lots of kids want to be a part of that program because of the name, who probably aren't good enough to be a part of that program, but they pay their money, so they go and they stay. And then these kids never play, they don't develop, or they get limited time, or maybe they're just on the fringe of being good enough, but because they're not getting that same level of support as the elite player, they kind of lose confidence. So we have a young man who came across last season to us, and I won't say his name because he's a youth, but he was a part of the Under-16 Flyers program. He came over mid-season and he was broken. Like, he had no confidence, he wasn't enjoying the sport, and he obviously loved the sport, and there was potential. So we took him on, and then at the start of this season he was thriving. He was smiling again, he was just playing with confidence and energy, and just because he was getting to play. And again, that's not a negative, because they're a competitive side, and like when you're playing at competitive levels, you've got to put your best players out. But there's only a certain number of people that can do that, and the talent doesn't seem to get pushed down, and that's what should happen. And like, in my opinion, I think we should be working together to, like, okay, have a universal trial. Who are the best 12 kids in Bristol? You go to the Prim team. Who are the next best 12 kids? You go to the next conference team. Who's the next best 12 kid? Okay, well, Hurricanes are National League as well. You go down there, and you push the talent level down. That way everyone's playing at the appropriate level, everyone's getting court time, and they all get the right support. And then the kids who don't make those teams, okay, these are these regional teams. So you got Storm has regional, I think Hurricanes play regionally. You've got like Bristol Sonics, Mad Hoop. There's lots of other clubs who are playing like regionally. So okay, now you go play there for a couple years, and if you're good enough, maybe you can earn a right to play National League next season. And we've got kids like under-18s Flyers this year who stayed at Flyers, who didn't play very much, who would have featured quite heavily at conference with us, right? Even though Flyers were in conference, they're trying to get back to Prim. They really are a Prim team playing in conference. They didn't get to play much. Come play for us for a season, have some success, keep developing, and then next year, when all the older kids graduate, you go back. Like, I got no problem with that. You shouldn't have a problem with that, but they won't do that. And I think last year was the first year, and Christian Hill was the coach of the Flyers 16 boys. It was the first time that we've actually received players down. So one of my players, a much stronger player on our team, moved up to the 16 Flyers, and a couple of kids who weren't playing as much came over. And those kids are still with us at the club today. One's under 16, one's under 18. And they're hopefully going to stay with us. But You know, if they chose to come back and trial and they were going to play, I would support them going. And I've always done that, you know, with the kids. As much as it hurts to lose the kids, and that's the reason we can't get over that hurdle, like we're always going to be behind that hurdle. It hurts to lose them. I have never once said to those kids, no, you shouldn't go. I've always asked the question, are you going to play? And if the answer is yes, you're going to play, go. But if you're not, don't go for the sake of a name. You're not going to develop sitting on the bench. You're not, you know, you need to play. And ultimately that should be what happens. So, but those kids come over, I treat them the same. Like there's no, and we've had a couple of kids. We had a young man named Alex. He was Storm, Flyers, Storm, Flyer, and he's always back and forth. He's always welcome. Like they're young men. The grass isn't always greener. We understand that, but you have to try. You have to find out what's good for you, what works for you, and if it doesn't, you should be welcome back. The problem is sometimes kids have too much pride, and a lot of kids just quit. Like, oh, I can't go back to Storm. I've left, and who cares, man? Like, it's just life. Move on, come play basketball.
Fuck yeah, we did it. You did it. Come on, man. That's the thing. Well done. Well done.
Hey, man, I fucking love you guys, man. I love you guys, dude. Thank you guys so much. Oh my God.
Absolutely super.
What a game. What a game. Good work. Good work. Good work. Good work, fellas. Hey, good job. Good job. Dude, hey, you're a hell of a baller, dude. Yeah. Dylan, keep your head. Hey, you got nothing to be ashamed of. Keep your head up, man. Good game. Hey, that was a great game, dude. Yeah, keep your head up. Really good work. Hey, you guys still win the division. Yeah, you're still champions, all right? Go get that promotion back. Yeah, we'll see you in the Prim. First off, can we say, let's give a cheer for the crowd. Thank you guys. Yeah. All right. Hey, come in. Hey, we're in playoffs, baby. Both age groups, 16s and 18s. Yeah. 2 games to Prim. Yeah, that's what we got. Hey, I told you guys at the start of the season, if you believed and you bought in, you would have success. And it took a couple of weeks. Yeah, but look what you just did. You just took a team who plays EABL, trains 5 times a week. You held them to the wire and you finished. You can beat anybody if you play good basketball. Yeah, I love you guys. Hey, I got nothing else to say. Hey, give them a shout. They deserve it. Yeah, a lot of you guys are friends. They deserve it. No disrespect. Flyers on 3. Be loud and proud for it. 1, 2, 3. Flyers.
Even louder now.
And now this is you. This is you, fellas. Everything we've worked for. Storm on 3, family on 6. Make them hear it across Bristol, baby. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Family!